You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while unapologetically plotting their rise to the top of a post-apocalyptic flower seed empire.
Stack our shelves with the clinches out. Shout it from the rooftop, can you hear the sound? Yeah. Live your best life, love it out loud. Love it out loud.
Hey HBs, when we left our emotionally constipated hero, Connor was extremely upset because Hudson had done the absolute unthinkable, respected his explicitly stated boundaries. The audacity of her taking her thoughts and feelings to somebody else at his behest? I mean, honestly. So, we're zooming right back into a friendly walk between Hudson and Rylan, while Connor's internal crisis reaches a truly epic level. Here's part 2 of Claimed by Elle Kennedy.
So then she and Rylan go hiking around and they find his feuding wolf has gotten attacked by another wolf and she's dead.
She's dead.
And then they find a bunch of little wolf cubs. Most of them are dead, but one is alive.
Yeah, and so she brings it back to camp.
And Connor's
And then-
like, absolutely not.
And she's like, absolutely yes.
And then all the guys are like, I mean, look at that fur ball, you know?
Because they're all softies. They're all so cute.
He's like, I'm just like losing control of my camp. This is ridiculous.
But yeah.
Pike gets milk like 2 hours away. He gets
Mhm.
milk so that they can feed that baby wolf. And then she finds out that the key to Pike's heart is a baby wolf. And so they sort of
And he
start
starts
sharing that
thawing
wolf.
towards her.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
he, oh my God. It was a fucking, turns out the reason Pike is so into the wolf is because he used to have a dog,
Uh-huh.
but during one winter,
Oh, yikes.
they had to kill the dog and eat it.
So that is some post-apocalyptic stuff that really turns me off to the whole scenario. You know what I mean?
Well, and it makes me go, what level of post-apocalyptic are we looking at, my friend?
I know. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's yikes.
You just donor partied your puppy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no other way to say it, really. Yeah. So now Xander has gotten a bunch of satellite phones working. So they've decided that they're going to take one to Lennox, the guy at the quote-unquote whorehouse, because it makes more sense for them to be able to, like, communicate that way, because they can still use radios around camp. So he hasn't talked to her, really, in, like, 2 weeks, because he's so mad about this wolf pup. Meanwhile, she and Pike are, like, co-parenting and bickering about training the wolf and, like, all the business. It's so cute.
It's adorable.
And then she's like, I could go with you if you want. And he's like, I guess, yeah, you can come. And so as they're about to leave, she, like, reaches up and gives him a kiss. And she's like, don't be mad at me. And he's like, well, I'm going to need you to stop bringing wolf pups home. And she's like, okay, I promise not to do it again if you stop being mad about this one. And he's like, yeah, okay. So they go down to Lennox's and he's like, hang out with Jamie. I need to go chat with, like, whoever about the satellite phones. And then we meet Beckett. Beckett is a lovely addition that we get to see a lot of in book 2.
Really?
Highly recommend. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's flirting with her hard and she's like being very friendly. And then all of a sudden he gets this, like, look of fear on his face. And she's like, I bet Connor's over my shoulder.
And Big Bad Connor comes rolling up and he is jealous
He's
over
not
Beckett flirting
happy.
with her. He goes full alpha.
So he's like, yeah, I think Nell was looking for you. Bet she could really take care of whatever's happening over here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
And when Beckett
"Oh."
leaves, he's like, you can go with him if you want, Hudson. And she's like, I know that I'm allowed to, but what do you want? And then
And he says, what do I want? As if I would want her to fuck Beckett. And then he just crashes down on her mouth with a searing kiss and pushes her up against the wall.
And then he straight up pulls her pants down in his pants.
Yeah.
And
Gets her
nails
tits
her
out.
against the wall.
Yeah.
In front of everybody. He just staked a claim.
Enters her without a condom in the common area where he's never had sex with anybody before. Everybody's watching. He's just pounding her into the wall, being like, I come when you come. And she's like, help me get there. And boy, does he. And then Lennox is like, hey, Con. And he turns around and like, yeah,
I have a quote.
please.
Because we meet this fantastic smuggler woman named Tamara.
Yes.
And she says to Hudson, honey, that man may as well have stuck a flag in your pussy and called it Connorland.
Uh-huh.
What?
Mhm.
Connor only fucks in the private rooms. If he did it out here where everyone could see, it was because he was sending a message telling everyone to keep their hands off you.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did you manage that? You must have a magic pussy, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, she does.
Yeah.
It's also very potent.
It's a potent post-apocalyptic pussy, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then Tamara is like, hey, girl, a lot of people haven't met Dominic, but I actually have. And wow, you two look almost identical.
It's almost like they're twins.
And she's like, what? No, certainly not. She's like, yeah, let's
Nummy.
not, don't fuck with me. I know what's going on. And so she's like,
Well,
are
and
you going to tell?
Hudson,
Yeah.
Hudson wanted to meet Tamara because Tamara, like we said, Tamara's a smuggler. And so
Mhm.
she wants birth control shots
Mm-hmm.
so that she doesn't have to worry about condoms.
Or just,
I
you know,
guess.
have two types of birth
Have
control.
two types
you know?
of birth control. Because, like, boy, howdy, this is not a world or a situation where you want an unexpected pregnancy.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like,
So-
not a man you want an unexpected pregnancy with in this current iteration of the man. And so she's like, don't worry, I won't tell anyone. And, you know, just to prove that I'm an ally, I'll get your meds for free. But, like, just know that I know. And she's like, holy fuckballs. She could tell the guys at any moment. And I know how mad Connor is about this.
Yeah. So on their way home,
Holy shit.
Connor runs into some guys that got hit, like taken out by some bandits. They're wounded.
He almost wouldn't stop.
Well, she forces him to stop.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's a house about 20 miles that way. That's
Good
where
luck.
you need to go. Bye. And zooms off. And then she calls off their sex. So the agreement when they started to do their sex
When they started to do sex.
situation
Mhm.
was they could both call it off whenever they wanted. No questions.
Mhm.
It's just whenever. And she says, I'm calling it.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, what? And she said, you said that when one of us was done with this, we should let the other one know. Well, I'm calling it.
Yeah.
I'm done, Connor. Because she's like, you are heartless.
It's like, what kind of fucking monster are you?
Uh-huh.
Like, do you even understand what it is to care about someone, let alone, like, love someone? Because they've got a ton of space up at this resort. And so she's been, like, cleaning out cabins and stuff really, like, slowly and on the sly. And she keeps on asking him, like, why don't you take in other outlaws? And he's like, we don't take in strays, blah, blah, blah. And so she's like, I can't believe, like, we could have driven back and, like, gotten a car to come get them. There are so many ways that we could have helped these people without actually putting our neck out that much. And you're just being like, go ahead and walk 20 more miles while you're bleeding and injured. What kind of fucking monster are you? And then she's like, do you even know what it's like to love someone? And he says, after a while, he says, I loved my wife. And she's like, what? Tell me everything about your wife.
You were married?
What? Because apparently marriage is, like, not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, so yeah, because outlaws, they have, this is my man, this is my woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you don't have girlfriends, you don't have boyfriends, you don't have wives or spouses or anything like that. You got my woman.
Uh-huh.
So basically, what we find out is the whole story with Maggie. And we've already told you a lot of it, but he saw when he got back to the camp
He was deer hunting
after he,
because he
uh-huh,
had a whole passel of people who like couldn't take care of themselves.
because that's what Maggie did, is she wanted to take in all of these lost little lambs,
Yeah.
basically.
And so he was deer hunting, and there was nobody really to protect the camp. There was like one 17-year-old kid who knew how to use a gun. And when he gets back, he sees a bunch of enforcers leaving their house. And
Yeah. They had just shot them execution style.
yeah, without any kind of offer to come to the city or
And
anything
as far
else.
as he's concerned, he thought it was Dominic. We find out later in the coming up real quick that it's not Dominic who killed his wife and all of his friends and family. It is actually Knox, the sadistic asshole that Hudson escaped the city because she didn't want to marry him.
Yeah, because before he died, her dad apparently set up some kind of deal with Knox, and we're never told the particulars of like why the fuck her dad, like what he got out of this deal in the first place. But he like arranged her marriage to Knox while he was still alive and didn't tell anybody about it. And then Knox came a call-in, and Dominic brought her the marriage contract and was like, hey, you apparently have to marry Knox, period, the end. And then he sent her off on like a nursing mission the next day, and that's when she escaped.
Mm-hmm.
So she is trying to get him to like describe this person, and he's like, he had black eyes, the color of soot and like sorrow. And everybody called him boss, and like it was Dominic. And she's having a really hard time because on the one hand, obviously she loves her brother. She knew what a sweet boy her brother was. But in the past couple of years, he has gotten a little bit more unstable. And
yeah, he's changed.
And she can't figure out why. So they make up because now that she knows the root of his Sebastianism and knows, all the reasons that he's a broken boy who just needs some loving to get fixed. Ooh.
He just needs some snuggles and magic pussy and he'll be okay.
He'll heal right up.
Well, he asks to sleep with her.
Yeah.
And not like have sex sleep with her, but just snuzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And snuggle and go nappy times together.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh shit.
She's over the moon about it.
And then something clicks and she realizes that the man that Connor described isn't what Dominic looks like, because he describes a dark-haired man with black eyes and Dominic is blonde with gray eyes.
Mm-hmm. Which, like, how can you see that from the bushes 90 paces away? But, like, fine. I'll go with it. I don't know what color your eyes are, Sabrina. Are they brown? Are they hazel? Like,
they're hazel. I have no idea what color your eyes are.
Right? Like, I don't know. This is such a romance novel thing that I can't.
I have no idea what color. What color are your eyes?
They're hazel. They're more green than brown, but yeah, they're hazel.
Okay.
This is your before and after story. Instead of imagining a rewarding career in medical imaging, Southeastern College can actually take you there. Prepare for a career in ultrasound, radiology, and X-ray technology. With hands-on specialized training, simulations, and real-life experience with the latest imaging technology, you'll be ready to play a vital role on any healthcare team. Transform your life by helping others. Southeastern College. Your future is bright. Visit scc.edu to get started.
Yeah, and so she's noodling on this for a while, and they end up like talking about, his wife and like how he didn't really know her or she didn't really know him because he would hide portions of himself to like make her happy because she didn't really like his intensity and his like darker side.
Uh-huh.
And Hudson is very like, but that's who you are, and like then she starts having sex with him being like, I want all of you, like give it to me however you want or whatever. It's fine. And then she's like, hey, describe this guy to me.
And he does. And she's like, I've met Dominic. That's not Dominic. That sounds like Knox. And Connor is all pissed off about it because now he's like, Dominic is still the one who set those orders, and like it's still his fault, and I'm gonna kill both of them now.
Mhm.
And then ding ding ding, Lennox calls because
Mhm.
he's caught a deserter. So she avoids all of the enforcers because they're gonna recognize her.
Yeah.
Like she is an honorary enforcer. She has the tattoo. It's just hidden under makeup.
She has Dominic's lady face, you know?
Also, so bing boom bong, makeup.
What kind of makeup is this? When is she reapplying it? Is it just all the time?
Also, like, how do you skin tone match? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What kind of indelible cover up is this?
you have like 18 different guns, 6 different knives, and then like 50 bottles of the perfect concealer. What are you planning to do for the rest of your life with
Yeah.
it? Like, what?
Yeah, this is wild. She also says that she like always wears her hair down or in a braid. And I'm like, girl.
I can see I can see a neck around a braid.
Oh yeah. Don't turn your head anytime you got a braid on.
I got a lot of questions. But they go to the enforcer. So, question.
Okay, give it to me.
If you're so worried about enforcers recognizing you, why did you go with Connor?
She's got to be in it. She's got to be in it. She's got to help. She's got to figure things out. And so she manages to like get in there without him being like, I bet he might talk to a lady. I'm less intimidating or whatever. And Connor's like, yeah, you can handle yourself. Get on in there.
He's going to be bamboozled by your tits.
Right.
Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she walks in
Yeah.
and he doesn't know who Hudson is, but he recognizes her because she looks exactly like her twin fucking brother.
Yeah. And he's like, they've been looking for you. And like, Dominic and Knox just got in a giant fight because Knox wanted to send out like 24/7 search parties. And Dominic was like, nah, man, we're not doing that. And so that confuses her a little bit.
It confused me too. I didn't Sherlock Holmes this in the slightest.
Oh, okay. Okay. I did.
I figured that there was something going on with Dominic, but I did not Sherlock Holmes.
And then this kid also says that like they're no longer getting vitamin pills anymore. They're getting vitamin injections, but it like changes their personalities and makes them really aggressive. And he was just like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go. And so she says, like, I will let you go, but you cannot tell anybody who I am, and you can't tell anybody that you've seen me. And so he's like, fine, great. And
So
all this time, Connor has been trying to figure out the location of the enforcer compound because he wants to be able to take Dominic out. And so she, up until this point, that was where she lived. Like, she didn't live in the city. She lived in the compound. And so he's like, do you know the location? And up until this point, she's been like, no, not at all. Never even heard of it, really.
But now she has the excuse that this deserter told her where it is.
Yeah.
And so she explains to him where it is. They let the kid go. And then they go home. And Hudson, you have terrible fucking timing.
Hudson.
So she rocks Connor's world and basically feeds him back what he told her previously, which was you need to
you make
let
decisions
go and
all the time.
Let somebody else make decisions.
Let me take care of you.
And then we have a really beautiful scene where she's in control.
And he trusts her with everything.
And then once they're done and they both climaxed, she stands up and looks him dead in the face and says, I'm Dominic's sister.
She just blurts it out. And he's like,
ma'am,
what? And so they get in this giant fight.
He's still sex confuzzled.
Oh, yeah.
He's like sexed out. And then she just drops that goddamn bomb.
So he's like, what?
And her reasoning,
oh my God, this is nuts.
Is that after this beautiful experience, she just can't lie to him any longer because she's in love with him.
I just felt so close to him. Oh.
And I just couldn't have this between us. And I'm like, can we just wait until the man has some pants on at the very least? He is still cock out.
Or like, wait until you're in mixed company?
His penis is still covered in you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Let the man wet wipe first, okay?
He understandably freaks the fuck out So she's like, I told you a lot of the truth. I just didn't tell you all of the truth. Here's how it's different. I am Dominic's sister. Like, my dad was a council member, but like, I am a nurse and I did all the things. And like, I was only an honorary enforcer and like all the business. And so he's like, you're the sister of the man who killed my wife. And she's like, that is debatable. But also, I'm the sister, you know, like he supposedly did all those things. I haven't done anything. And he's like, get the fuck out.
He gives her an ultimatum.
Her.
He gives her an ultimatum. He says, either you get me in so that I can kill Dominic and Knox, or get the fuck out, you're exiled. And she chooses exile because she doesn't want him to kill her brother.
And she counter offers, I will take you to Knox, but I'm not going to let you kill Dominic. He can go to jail or whatever, but like, don't make me deliver my twin brother to you. I shared a uterus with him.
But also, I do have to say, what jail, Hudson?
I know.
What jail? It's not going to be the city enforcer jail.
No.
You're going to send him to outlaw jail?
Yeah.
Does that even exist? I'm pretty sure outlaw jail is an execution.
Yeah. Outlaw jail is just a buried school bus, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not great. And he thinks this is totally reasonable. This is hilarious. He's like...
Well, and she's like, but I love you. And he's like, I don't care.
Take your fucking demon
get out
snake love somewhere else.
I don't want any more of that potent post-apocalyptic pussy.
Mm-mm.
I don't care about your love.
No.
You and your leather pants can just swamp ass away from here,
That's
okay?
correct. I'll give you a motorcycle and you can leave. Oh my God.
Go, lassie.
Yeah.
Get gone.
Get out
Go,
of here.
girl. So she does. She fucks off. She goes to Lennox's.
Yeah.
Because it's the only other place that she knows.
Oh my God. They take her in.
Anybody. They take her in, and she's decided that she's going to go fuck off with Tamara and become a smuggler too. Which, like, frankly, that sounds like a great job for you, Hudson. Like, you know the city like nobody's business.
Right?
Like, if anybody is going to be a smuggler, you are tippy top of the list of ideal candidates.
I mean, get a better disguise, you know?
Disguise. Yeah. Dye your hair.
Yeah. Maybe
Maybe
put on some old
change
ass
your
glasses.
outfits.
You know, it worked for
Yeah,
Clark Kent.
like-
It'll probably work for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Some frilly
absolutely.
skirts, maybe, you know?
Honestly, just get bangs because people are
Get some bangs.
unidentifiable when they get bangs.
It's true.
Like,
It's true. That's a scientific fact.
Like, have you seen pictures of Zooey Deschanel with bangs and then without bangs?
Yeah, it's wild.
She looks like a completely different person.
Those are two different humans. Yeah.
That's her and her vaguely related 15th cousin.
Yeah.
You know, like they are related by their great grandma.
It's true. Like they would barely hit on a genealogical website.
They could get married.
Yeah.
Like get married like 14 times over, you know? But anyway.
So as they're like talking and strategizing with her, they get raided. And then we zippy zap away to when the boys find out that she's been exiled and they are pissed.
They're so mad at Connor.
They're
and
so
they
mad.
mutiny.
Right
They're
in
like,
front of him.
Fuck you, Connor. And he's like, no, you can't go get her. This is my camp. And they're like, guess what? You didn't want to be the fucking leader.
Get out.
So now you're not.
You don't
Get
have
out.
to
If
be.
we're bringing her back, you don't have to be the leader, but we're
Mhm.
bringing her back.
She's one of us, they say.
You did this not because it's best for the camp, but because it was best for you, buddy. And you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Rylan says she hurt you and you reacted like a lion with a thorn in its paw. And that made me very happy.
That's exactly what he did. He was, oh my God. Well, okay, so they're all drama queens, frankly, is what's happening
Totally.
here. Like, he drama kings himself, she drama queens and flouses away. And I'm like, you kind of just like, you didn't have to go. You realize that, right? Like, he quote unquote didn't let you go talk to anybody. But guess what? You could just go chill in the woods for like a little while.
Or you can just make a ruckus. You can be like, boys, wake
yeah.
up.
Ryland!
Yeah.
Oh my god, so fucking hilarious. So Connor, by the way, now that everybody is left, taken every single vehicle. Every
This is
single
wild.
vehicle.
Oh my god. And he tells Rylan, this is so funny. He's like, what? I give her food and like a motorcycle and like whatever. And also
And
I
let
gave
her take her stuff.
Yeah, I let her take her bag or whatever. And then Rylan's like, this is ridiculous. And he's like, well, I did give her a choice. And Rylan's like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, I told her that she can either sentence her brother to fucking death. And if she does that, she can stay. And Rylan's like, you are not making words
That's not a choice.
No.
That's not a choice.
What kind of maniac are you? Rylan says.
So all of a sudden, so after everyone has left, he's just sitting around with his thumb up his ass, sad, because he's like, oh shit, I'm in love with Hudson. And now I have to wait. And when she gets back, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to grovel and I'm going to be a sad little puppy and hope that she forgives me.
That's right.
Well, they all get back, but it's not just the boys. It is also Lennox and Jamie and the other girls.
And not Hudson.
And Hudson's not there. And they're like, she got taken.
Knox has her, they say.
Mhm. I would like to say really quickly, the end of this book was very anticlimactic. I felt like there was all of this like lead up to this like big ol' hoedown, showdown, like what, and then it was done in like 40 pages. I was like, all right, but that's okay.
Yeah, you know what? All three books have a pretty serious third act intrigue that happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they all sort of go like this.
Well, and like, to be clear, I'm not saying that I was disappointed in the end
No.
of book. It was just like, I did feel like it was leading up to this like gigantic showdown. And then it just, is not what's
and then it was
happening
just
here.
like jokes. We're just gonna, just slide
There we
under the
go.
radar.
All done. Yeah.
Bye.
So we find out that, so we zippy zap. We are in Hudson's point of view. Knox is being a sadistic, misogynistic piece of shit.
Mhm.
And he slaps her and it's a whole thing. And then Dom gets there and he's like, get the fuck out, Knox.
Mhm.
I want to spend time with my sister.
Mhm.
And we find out Dom is who he's always been. It's just those aggressive meds. And like, it's like a switch flips.
Yeah. And it happens once
He doesn't
in front
remember
of her.
things.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And she says, like, you told me I had to marry him. And he's like, no, don't. I said a lot of things, but don't look at what I said. Look at what I did. I warned you that this marriage thing was going to happen. And then I sent you out in the field where I was really hoping you would escape.
You would escape.
And you did it. Great job, sis. And she's like,
Mhm.
holy shit. And like, that's the reason that he wasn't putting like search parties out or whatever. Because he didn't want her to be found. And
Yeah.
they figure out, one of the guys comes in and he's like, sir, did you put this message out here about, meeting 2 clicks outside of the West Gate? And he's like, what?
At
No.
4 a.m.?
Yeah. What? No. And then she makes twin eye contact with him. And so he sends the guy out and she's like, I think that's my group. They know how to get into the communication system. And so he's like, great. I've got 4 hours to figure out how to get you out of this compound. And then you can go meet up with your pals.
Which means it's midnight. And I'm like, we're having a family reunion
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
at midnight?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's big news,
I mean,
His
yeah,
missing
I guess
sister
I'm just
got
an
back.
old woman. I'm like,
I know.
I would not be. I'd be like, I'll see her in the morning.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
fine. But anyway, so he gets her out and she runs off into the forest. Nobody the wiser. And then as she's running through the forest, we hear Knox and he's like, going somewhere.
Ooh, he's such a mustache twirler in this moment. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So he's
You
got
dramatic
her.
little shit.
And he's like, I don't care. Your dad gave the colony, we're supposed to open a colony together and it's supposed to be ours to rule over and enforce and like blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'm not going to willingly marry you. And he's making all sorts of threats. And then Connor hears her like scream a tiny bit. And so they go over there. Connor goes in and Knox is like, who are you? And he says, how ironic. Person who's given me nightmares for 2 years doesn't even know who I am. And he looks Knox dead in the eyes and he says, I'm the guy who's going to kill you. And then he double taps him.
And then he
Boom,
does.
boom.
Triple taps him.
Maybe even triple. And he's like, he looks over at Hudson and he's like, I see some emotion in her eyes. It's not grief. It's triumph. And he thinks it's so sexy. And she's like,
yeah.
why are you here? And then Dominic comes into the clearing and he's like, are you okay? He trains his weapon on Dom. And she's like, Connor, no. And then,
Bad dog.
yeah, Dominic says like, who are you? And he tries to explain or whatever. And then.
And Connor's like, she's my woman.
Yeah. He says, oh, is this one of your friends? He's like, we're not friends. She is my woman. Woman. And then she's like, if you kill him, you will never see me again. I'm serious, Connor.
Never.
You will never see me again. And he's like, she means business. And so he puts his rifle down and he says, I surrender. And Dominic's like,
Oh, wait. I have the quote.
Yeah, please.
He says, I surrender. And Hudson's brother blinked. Then he laughed. Nobody asked you to do that, buddy. Pick up that weapon and get my sister the hell out of here. And it's like, Connor,
What do you think he's
what
doing?
did you think that surrendering was going to do?
Like, what? It's fine.
What?
So
it's fine. Heat of the moment. This is his grovel.
he's such a dummy and I love it. So
Yeah.
they get to the helicopter that they have commandeered and she is like, boys, you get the chopper ready. I have to slap my man. And so.
Oh, no. So first,
Yeah.
Connor looks at her and says, I love you.
Right, because she asks
And
him
then she
again, why are you
slaps
here?
the shit out of him.
Yeah. And so he's
And
like,
he's just grinning like a loon.
he loves it.
And he's like,
You
slap
can
me
slap
again
me
if
as
you
many
want.
times as you want for the rest of our lives.
and she's like, for the rest of our lives.
Oh,
Does that mean? And he's like, yes,
yeah.
forever.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's great. And now they have way more people living at the compound because
And then
Jamie and
they
Lennox
do-
and their whole crew is there.
I just have one more quote that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Because now they're making out and they're like about ready to just
Oh, I
have
love
standing
this.
up sex. And hey, assholes, can we speed this up? Like called. Seriously, Rylan agreed. Either get to the sex or stop because watching you suck each other's faces is kind of nauseating.
And also, like, full ass army, 2 clicks away, you know?
Yeah, like,
Like-
get the fuck out of Also, like, my biggest thing is like the enforcers are bad at enforcing if they didn't notice a helicopter.
Right?
You know,
Like, how far can a click be? You know?
I have no idea.
That's me neither. Hey, geography HBs, how far is a click? I don't know. So
It
anyway,
is-
they're together forever now.
It is 1 mile. It is 2 kilometers.
Okay. So it's a good,
It is-
it's a good, 5K about.
No, I'm saying a click is 1 kilometer.
Oh, it's a kilometer. Oh, I
It is-
see.
1.24 miles.
Interesting.
You can hear a helicopter
For sure.
from that distance.
Yeah.
And it's the middle of the fucking night.
And like helicopters need lights and stuff.
Yeah.
They have got lights on them, I've heard.
They're so inept. I love it. Long story short, book was great.
Loved
and
book.
they're forever.
Loved book.
HEA happily ever after.
I devoured the rest of the series. I can't wait to tell Sabrina about it.
Mhm. I'm
It's
excited
gonna be
to hear
great.
about it.
Okay, Sabrina, what is your lady love?
You go first.
Okay, mine is remember when we read that Sarina Bowen book about the
Hard
hockey?
hitter?
Yeah, the hard hitter and the yoga. There was this, I don't know if it was that book or one of the next ones, but in that series somewhere, there is this yoga class that really hit me where I lived. And it was really helpful because mostly I've done like gym yoga, and so there's not usually a bunch of philosophizing during it. It's very like workout yoga and then get the fuck out. So it was neat to see. I've only been to a couple of classes where like the teacher actually like speaks and like, does inspiring shit. Anyway, one of the things that the instructor said in this yoga class, in this fictional book, was the idea of never give up and always surrender. And it seems really counterintuitive when you hear it at first, but it's like never give up working toward what you want to achieve. Have the discipline, go after your desires, but then always remember that sometimes the outcome isn't going to look exactly the way you planned. And that's where the surrendering comes in. Because it might work out better if it doesn't look the way you planned. And they had this whole like bike metaphor about like, pedaling to the top of a hill and all that kind of thing. But I don't know. I really liked the idea that like, even though it might look different than you expected, sometimes it might glean outcomes that you could have never predicted or even known that you wanted. Yeah, so never give up and always surrender. Noodle on that for a while,
that.
HBs. I've been noodling on it quite a bit.
I like that.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Sarina Bowen, for that fictional yoga class. All right, should we get out of here?
Do I not get a lady love?
Do you want a lady love? I was trying to give you an out.
I do want a lady love.
Okay.
I just,
Give it to me.
my lady love is
Smokehouse chickens. Is it that smoky
that is a good one.
smoky
But I
chicken?
think my lady love is actually see your friends a lot if you
Mm.
can. I am seeing my friends, the friends who I used to live like right next door to. We've all been friends for like a decade,
Aw.
over a decade now. And I will be seeing them 4 times this year.
Amazing.
Usually it's like maybe once. And sometimes that means waking up at 5:30 in the morning on a Saturday after you've been at a conference all week
Mm-hmm.
and driving 4.5 hours to make it.
You're going to do it,
But
though.
that's my lady love. See your friends as much as you possibly can, especially when that involves a hockey game.
I love that.
Mhm.
Yay.
Yeah, we're going to go see a hockey game tomorrow, and I'm very excited. I've never seen hockey live.
Ooh, fun.
I'm ready. My body is ready.
Nice. All right, yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
HBs,
So-
keeping a badass and
And love yourself as much as you love telling your best friend what to do to your woman.
that's right. Ooh. You
All
just
right.
get your cruise director on, all right?
Yeah. Captain Connor.
All right, bye.
All right. Bye.
Oh my God.
Thanks for joining us again this week. Next up is Paladin's Strength by T. Kingfisher, Book 2 in the Saint of Steel series. Or at least that's the plan. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you then. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Sabrina Bradley and Melody Carlisle. Editing is done by Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fance, and our art is ultra-talented author Kay Pryor. Like what you hear? Then be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app, drop a 5-star rating, and leave a review. Not only is it the best way to find HBs, but don't forget about that 5-star bribe. For advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast for exclusive content and to join our lively Discord community. You can also find us on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult.